CBR, who has writers that are not fond, very fond of me at all. We've showed that. They've admitted that. A lot of them, some of them have, let's say that. And I'm not saying that the writer of this CBR article is one of those. I'd guess it's internal. That maybe, I don't know. I can only assume. But what I will say is that I find it hilarious is when they're late to the damn party. And this is what gets me about Shill Media, Access Media, and these entities that are, I mean, really, they're just promotional assets for these major corporate entities. That's really what it is, the major movers. The thing that gets me is they like to think that they control the beat. So when we gripe and complain, or I make the same gripes and complaints that I've had for the last decade, not half decade, full decade, they like to think that because they've now arrived to it, and it's a little more trendy to be more critical of this stuff because the audience isn't as big as it once was. Well, it's legitimate. When I do it, it's the, he's the toxic man, baby. He doesn't like change. He's this, he's that. Like, it's not for you. It's just a different universe. All that stuff. And here we have, and this is the hilarious headline. Guardian of the Galaxy's Adam Warlock is better in the comic, and here's why. And he's going to go on a tangent about why this version is superior, which I'd argue virtually every version of these characters are superior. Some people are going to say that there may be some exceptions to that. I personally don't, and that includes your loved, beloved Nick Fury, who isn't Nick Fury at all. He's just Samuel Jackson in a damn eye patch. And because you like Samuel Jackson, you think that, he does a good, no, he doesn't do a good Nick Fury. He's not playing Nick Fury. He's only Nick Fury in name. He's just Sam Jackson with an eye patch, and that's fine. Now, I've long said this was a drop. This is going to be a drop ball regardless. And I haven't seen this movie. But it's a wasted character. You went through the arc that this guy, this character, had a prominent role in. And you didn't include him. You even set it up. You set it up at the end of... was the previous Guardians or was the first one when you had Aisha and she's like, which I didn't like, by the way, saying that, hey, I'll call him Adam was that the credit scene? I can't remember which one of those movies it was. Could you imagine if he was the one that actually came and saved the day, more akin to like during the Infinity War arc, akin to what happened in the Infinity Gauntlet arc? Hell, you could even went into the Adam Warlock in the what was the name of that series that happened right after that, the Infinity Gauntlet. Basically, man, what was it called? It was Adam Warlock and the something. Basically, all of these different characters, Pip the Troll, you had Gamora there, and such, and they all got their own Infinity Gem. The Infinity Watch, that was the name of it, and they could have done that. So now Thanos is long gone. And now you bring him up. Another drop ball. And he was never going to be able to be who he was. And people that have read comics, and I'm not pretending like Adam Warlock is just this uber known guy or character outside of the books. I'm not saying that. But for people that were readers of this, know of his prominence, definitely in his tie to the Soul Gem and Thanos, and the role that he played, him and Silver Surfer for that matter, and obviously OG Captain Marvel was really the first big villain, the first big guy to combat, let's say, Thanos. And they screwed that character up, obviously. Made Marvel into a damn woman, the audacity of them. But now, they went a different direction. Say in the subcaption here, it says, Guardians of the Galaxy 3 introduces a different version of Adam Warlock, and he's not quite the revered heroic figure that comic fans expected. None of these characters, for the most part, are, if there's few exceptions, especially now, are anything close to their comic book counterparts. And it's because, like I said, these guys don't have it in them to honor source material. It's like with be writers or directors, they have to put their own little spin on it. I don't know how that conversation happens or how that works. If they're like, Marvel's like handing this, hey, here's a list of characters that we want to do some stuff around. Here's how they look, and just do whatever. And I feel like that the writing team goes in and they piece a bunch of crap together, having never read a comic book in their life. That's quite intriguing to me. But it is their own undoing. But I want to make it clear here. The beat is not controlled by the access media. Often you're the lagging indicator. Often you're late because you've been shilling for so long. And no, we're not the toxic man babies. We were never that. We were right, and you just didn't want us to admit it. So what unfortunately ends up happening is that you get articles like this, and now these guys like to think when they say, it's like that, what was that? CBR did an article as well, like the top 10 worst comic tropes or something, and like 9 of them were all of what I had been saying for the last, since I've been doing comic book based media on YouTube. That those same types had issues with me saying it. It's like, oh, I can't say it without it being a problem, but when you say it, it's legitimate. No, that's not how it works. You're the illegitimate one. If you enjoyed this video and want to support other content, please become a member at ericdjuly.com. This is my own unique platform that replaced my Patreon. Our Ultramax, which is our highest tier, gets free shipping domestically even with Rippaverse orders, and are able to redeem the Creators Edition copy of ISOM #1. You can move up and down tiers or cancel at any time. Also visit Rippaverse.com. This is my comic book company that launched a $3.7 million campaign. We appreciate your support.